All right, welcome everyone. For the next presentation, we are going to have a presentation by Mr. Soham Desai, and the topic is Pathway for Indian Strength and Conditioning Coaches, Grassroots to International Level. And the sponsor of this presentation is Explosive Way. So let me tell you a few words about our speaker, Mr. Soham Desai. Hailing from a small town in Gujarat, Valsad, he became the lead strength and conditioning coach of the Indian cricket senior men's team. He has almost 10 years of experience as a strength and conditioning coach at various levels in the Indian cricket ecosystem. And he has done his master's in performance coaching. He has also done his CSCS from NSCA, as well as UK ASCC. And today he's here to impart his knowledge with us. So please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Soham Desai.
Hi everyone. Okay. So I've been getting a lot of questions for a while now, and even today, regarding how, why, where, what to prioritize, what to look out for, and all that. So when NSCA India reached out to me saying, would you speak, I was like, yeah, it's an honor, I would do it. And when they asked what would be your topic, so I said, I just have one story to share with you guys, that when I was starting out, I had reached out to all the S&Cs and sports science coaches or whoever in IPL and Indian team and NCA and everywhere, and no one replied. I didn't get any answer, and few of them now are working with me or under me, and just to, Anand Bhai is not one of them. I didn't reach out to him. So he's a dear friend, so don't start assuming, because we Indians, we start to connect dots very easily. So he's a dear friend and he was not one of them. So anyways, long story short, when I set out, I had this promise to myself that if I end up becoming a leader or a coach working at elite level, this is something which I will not do. Whoever reaches out to me for any questions, any recommendations, or whatever advice for strength and conditioning, I would give them. Yes, selfie, autograph, not all that, but genuine S&C advices. And again, I don't know everything. I don't think there is anyone who knows everything. So I'm just here to share some things with you, and hopefully you guys take home some of the answers which you have always been asking. So let's roll, let's see how it goes. And just one request, if you want to move out, come in, please do so, but don't disturb the person next to you or around you. Just that I've been seeing, and I wouldn't want that when I'm watching, so I'm just requesting you guys to do that. Okay, so we go ahead. Done. नहीं चल रहा भैया. Okay, so why this topic is important, that why we need to have an understanding of the pathway for an Indian S&C in particular, and why we cannot just emulate or follow what the Goras or what the other countries are doing, because we are a very, very unique country, we are a very, very unique ecosystem to work in, and there are different reasons for that. So in a team you will have people who have not seen a gym for their entire lives, people whom they don't know what is a PDF, people who don't know what is an email ID, or some guys who will come with very, very good background of strength and conditioning. They would have started at grassroots level with proper exposure of training, etc. But we need to handle all of them, and we cannot say कि भाई तू क्यों सीख के नहीं आया, कि भाई तेरे को ज़्यादा पता है, whatever. We have to treat everyone the same, and we have to get work done. Also, there are no infrastructures. How many of you have gone to a gym where there is a platform, there is squat rack, there is Olympic lifting set, everything right from the time you understood what is strength and conditioning? I don't think there will be many. I wasn't one of them. I got to know about all this only when I started asking the right questions. That what is high performance, what is Olympic lifting, how do you get fast, how do you get strong, all those things. So then I started getting access to these things. Also, you don't have access to a place where you can go for a run. Our weather is such, our infrastructure is such that you will come out with dirt and filth all over you. So you don't go out for runs. Whereas you go to England, go to Australia, go to New Zealand, you just put your shoes on, you go out, you are running. As kids, how many of you have on a Sunday gone for a hike, for a trek, for a cycle ride, for a surf, for a swim? Raise your hands, anyone? Okay, we are almost 40, 50 of us, 60 of us, and there are 6, 7 people. You ask the same question abroad, there will be 6 people not raising their hands, and they might end up being of Indian origin. Okay, all other guys would have done all that. So what I am trying to indicate or what I am trying to imply is that unka exposure starts from when they are kids, when they are toddlers. Their dad is walking behind them with a bike, and the small kid is walking with their bike and they are running. They don't know, they know how to handle their bike, they know how to handle their surfboard, they know how to handle their shoes, everything. So basically when they become a 20-year-old, how do you match an Indian 20-year-old with a English or Australian or Kiwi 20-year-old? You can't match them. They are starting at 50, we are starting at 0. However, it is our job and everyone's job in this room to work in a way to become that qualified, to become that good, that the teams we are working with or the guys we are helping, they end up becoming 80 and 80 when they reach 80. So though we are starting at 0 and they are starting at 50, it is our job to get them to equal levels and equal footing when they reach international sport or whichever highest level they are playing. So how do we get there? Because we have also started from 0. हमें भी तो 0 से चालू किया, हमें कोई बोलने नहीं आया. Also, like Sam said it in the morning, there are no universities, there are no colleges which give out exercise science degrees. So my last point, कि 40 lakh, morning someone said 30 lakhs, 25 lakhs, 40 lakhs for a master's degree. That's, I don't think we have earned so much in our lives when we get to a point so we have to take loan or whatever. So why would we want to put so much money in a degree which is maybe going to help us? We don't have a guarantee that वो करने के बाद भी इंडिया आएगा, कोई एसोसिएशन में जाएगा, बोलेगा भाई तूने बीसीसीआई का कोर्स नहीं किया, ये तो किया है पर बीसीसीआई का कोर्स कहाँ है? अभी उसको कौन समझाए कि बीसीसीआई का कोर्स क्या है और एनएससीए सीएससीएस क्या है? You will not be able to explain them. So then again the question is, how do we become that professional where they come to us and they feel privileged and honored to have us, and not, it is not the other way around. So that was my question when I set out कि इतना अच्छा बनो या इतना अच्छा सीखो कि वो लोग बोले कि नहीं भाई इसको नहीं छोड़ सकते चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए. So let's understand how do we get there. So again, as we all know, strength and conditioning is a puzzle. It's a puzzle which all of them together will have 100 years of experience who are there in the morning. Even they don't have the answer. Okay, nor do I have, nor any one of you, even if you spend 50 years, will have an answer. But we can find an answer which is right for you as an individual. And we are here trying to brainstorm, trying to learn to find your answer. It's not about what works for me, what works for Anandate, what works for Arjun. No, we are here to find what works for me and how am I going to get to the elite level or whatever is the topmost level you want to get to. Okay. So again the question is, भैया चालू कहाँ से करूँ? भैया पहले certification करूँ कि experience लूँ? Morning, that is how this forum started, right? I had the same question when I was starting out, so I can connect to you all that where do I start? Then CSCS तो कर लिया, but BCCI course तो कर लिया, but masters. So again question is which course matter? Who knows? No one knows. Okay. Then what is true experience? अरे तूने क्लब में काम किया है वो अच्छा नहीं है, that is not good enough. You have to work with athletes. No, मैं general population. No, general population doesn't count. Athletes. So what is true experience? And one thing, one skill which I feel is paramount is when to leave wherever you are. when to know that you are now stagnating, you are now not adding value, or you are now at a stage where you are just there for the wrong reason. When to identify that. That is the paramount skill to develop if you want to grow, because if you don't know when to quit, you will always stay at a place post your peak, post you have given everything you have to that place. So moving on, this is the, if you have reached here, you are asking the right questions. How I started, I was just sharing outside, how the hunger in me or the question in me was, what is it that the elites do? What is it that the people who break world records, or what is it that the people who stay at the top do to be there? Sab mehnat karte hai, everyone works hard, everyone has the best resource, everyone has the money, everyone has the access, connections, everything. The game is even at the top, everyone has everything, but still there is a Federer who is number one for 10,000 years, there is Usain Bolt who is unbeatable, there is Cristiano, LeBron James, Virat Kohli, Neeraj Chopra now, they are all there, they are not moving. What is it that they do that helps them stay there after getting there? Something is different. That was a question I had, कि ये लोग क्या करते हैं वो मेरे को जानना है. That is how I started off on this journey. And someone told me, I'll speak about my mentors later, someone told me CSCS kar, khilna milna chhod. There are only 12 people, this is about 2006, 2007, there are only 12 people in India who have done it. You will be one of them. So I started reading about NSCA books since then. It has been a long road from there to standing here, but that is how it all started. So basically you should have this inner turmoil going on within you, ki what is it that is required, how do I get the answers, that thing should be there. If it is there, pat yourself, you are on the right road, at least you know that you are asking the right questions. Why become an S&C coach? That is another question, ki bhai mere ko paisa kamana hai. Like ma'am said in the morning, it is okay if you want to come into this field to earn money, but be clear कि मेरे को पैसा चाहिए, मेरे को नाम चाहिए, I want to get famous, I want to earn money, I want to hang out with international stars. If that is your goal, fair, but be clear in your head that that is why you are entering this field. It should not be कि I go outside and say, no, excellence, I want to get best, I want to be best, I want to contribute, I want to impact life, all that, and inside you are thinking कि भाई इतना आएगा, ये नाम बनाऊंगा, Instagram इतना followers होगा, you will get to somewhere but you will not last. Honestly speaking, you will not last. Trust me, I have done all of it. I have gone through all this. It is not that I am not someone who is like, oh, is role model. No. I have done my mistakes, I have learned from them. That is why I am standing here sharing, that you might learn and not do those mistakes and maybe learn from my mistakes and move ahead. So then, what is your coaching philosophy? That should be your question starting out. You will not get that answer maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. No one knows, and it keeps evolving. Fine, but you should have, ki bhai, strength and conditioning, what is the philosophy for me? Some people will say run, some people will say lift, some people will say mobility, some people will say no, yoga. What is the philosophy? What is strength and conditioning philosophy for you? How do you want to coach? How do you want to be known as a coach? That. And what gives you happiness as a coach? Again, as I said, you want to impact lives, that is happiness, that is going to drive you, or you want the money, you want the name. What is it that is going to give you happiness? That should be very clear, because that is what is going to dictate and that is what is going to direct the life and the path which you take. So I am sure most of you here are asking these questions. So where do I start? That is not a joke. Love is the answer. Love for strength and conditioning, love for the field of being a person who will help someone, contribute in someone's life to get to their best. So obviously you need to have to love your job, love what you do, wake up every day. So वो ऐसे time pass के लिए photo नहीं डाला. Anyway, so again the $1 million question. So here is where things get to start getting very interesting. Ask yourself this question. I am starting to answer what is important, qualifications or a practical experience or whatever it is. So now is the time when you need to start ticking. So ask yourself whether you are a person who likes to study, who is academic oriented, or you are a person who is say physically active, who likes outdoors, who have been a sportsman all their lives. Because if you are a person who is say academic oriented or studious types, I would say start off playing a sport. Start off with throwing yourself out there every evening, play a sport. Don't play chess, carom. No, no, no. Running sport. Okay, we want you to run because movement, that is where strength and conditioning comes in. Okay, yes, people will say there is nowadays strength and conditioning coaches for gamers too. There are, genuinely speaking, because you get fit and you start to feel better, you start to think better and all that, but we are talking about something else here. So play a running sport. What are you going to gain? भाई मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, डिग्री मिल रही है, जॉब मिल रही है, पैसे आ रहे हैं, क्यों करूँ मैं ये सब? Why go through all that? Because the things you are going to learn from playing a running sport or experiencing by being active are learnings which you will not get in any textbooks, learnings which you will not get in any certifications, any master's degrees, anything. You might hear it from mentors who are willing to share, but to experience it yourself, like Ian Jeffries said in the morning, like all the people in the panel said it in the morning, to experience it yourself, and the reference points you make from that, they are invaluable. They are weighed in, the weightage of that is in gold. You will not be able to buy it anywhere. Those learnings are going to be with you for life, and you are going to help someone, or you are going to stop an injury at some stage, or you are going to enhance someone's performance by using those reference points and not with any degrees, anything. Okay, so that is important. So make the reference points. How? By doing it yourself. And when you will get to doing your certifications or books or all that, by putting those reference points together, you are going to speed up your learnings. You will say, हाँ भाई, ये उस दिन खेला था, ये किया था, ये हुआ, good. ये उस दिन किया था, ये भी वही बोल रहा है, I think this works. So you are going to be sure in understanding what is what. Okay, so that's there. Now other way around, I am not a studious type. मेरे को पढ़ाई अच्छी नहीं लगती है, बुक से ही नफरत है, इसके लिए ही मैं ये फील्ड में आया. If that is the way you want to think, no problem. Start with doing basic certification. Like what? नहीं सर्टिफिकेट नहीं करना है, बहुत पढ़ाई होती है. Okay, start with reading articles, books, game speed, source book, open it, go through it. Kid speed, modern speed, NSCA journals, UKSCA journals, Michael Boyle's book, Mark Verstegen book. There are 10,000 things which you can start and read to understand what they are talking about. What is different from doing bicep curl and what is different in doing RDL. You will not know until you do it. What is, when they say lactate, karo 400 meters 2 reps, you will know what is lactate. But you will not read and understand lactate. Correct? So that is what it is. So basically that is how you start. And then again I was just sharing that you might have a friend who has excellent skills behind a driving seat, but would you give him your Ferrari or a Lamborghini if you have? No, you will ask by license dikha. Okay, so when you go to seek a job or when you go to a sports body reaching out to work there, what they will ask, by kya, what have you studied? Where have you gotten your qualifications from? I know you know all that, I know you have given results, I know you look fit, all that is fine, but what have you studied? So for that you need to have the best qualifications. Licenses to drive Ferrari, not only Fiat. So to sit in Ferrari you have to be having license to drive a Ferrari. You cannot take a Wagoner and Fiat's license and sit in Ferrari. That is exactly what this is, to explain in very layman simple terms. Okay, so this is where we have started. Let's move forward. So now talking about purely training, I have spoken enough about running sport. Moving on. Running sport तो मैं खेलता हूँ, football खेलता हूँ रोज शाम को. हाँ, अच्छा है, good. So then what? How will you understand training better? How will you understand lifting better? How will you understand strength and conditioning better? Put yourself under this stress. 2 to 3 years, do track work. When I say track work, you don't need to enroll in a athletics club or track and field club and do 100 meters competition. If you if you have the time and if you have the resource to do that, great. But I am not telling you should do it. What I am trying to tell you is, go to a track, stand on a starting line, warm up nicely, run a 100 meter flat. take your timing, give yourself 6 months. You are a strength and conditioning coach, all of you. Make a program for yourself that I want to get faster. At the end of 6 months, stand on the same starting line, run 100 meters flat, you will know how good a coach you are. Okay, whether you have slowed down, whether you have gotten faster, simple, you don't need rocket science for that. Standing long jump, same thing, vertical jump, same thing. But if you don't do it, again, the learnings from making a program for you to improve your 100 meters of standing long jump is going to teach you a hell lot of things. Then to follow someone's program or to read something on Instagram or to read something in a book. Also you will know that NSCA book, what you study, periodization is not exactly how you copy paste for any athlete. Some things work, some things don't work. Some things works for someone, the same thing won't work for someone. All this you will learn when you will do all this. So I request you, if you don't do anything else after today's presentation, just do this, start running. The things you will learn, the things you will understand about strength and conditioning and about our field through running is way beyond anything else that will teach you. Okay, so that coming to weightlifting and powerlifting. Now, how many of you understand by just seeing the splits of 100 meters from start to 30 meters to 60 meters to 100 meters that person needs to work on starting strength, acceleration, or that person needs to work on speed strength or max velocity, or that person needs to work on sprint endurance? How many of you can tell by just seeing the 100 meter splits? Can anyone see it? No. This is layman, very simple. If you see the timings of 100 meter and see the splits, as the S&C coach we should be able to tell that that person lacks in what aspect of physical ability or aspect that they need to work to improve 100 meters time. Don't feel that you don't know it, even I didn't know it. The reason why we don't know it is we have never focused on the conditioning part, we have always focused on the gym part, which is easy to go and do deadlift, squat, look good, put on Instagram, likes, comments, this, strong dikh raha hai yaar. All that is fine, but when we are working in sport, they are all running sports, we need to understand running better. We don't need to understand strength more than what we already understand. Okay, so for that, how you doing Olympic lifting and power lifting is going to impact your running, how will you know? You are doing squats, deadlift, great, but you are not running. You don't know how it has impacted your movement on the field. Morning class with Ian Jeffries, he was at his age, he is moving faster than us. Why? Has anyone asked that question? He was taking off faster than our friend here at his age. Okay, one is white, that is okay. Sorry. So it's not about that, it's about what he has done. It's about what he has done when he was an athlete himself. It's about what abilities he has gained when he was athlete himself, that matters. We need to understand that. For that, after squatting, deadlifting and lifting, we need to go and run to understand कि भाई इसका असर क्या हो रहा है. Are you relating to what I am saying? So, like coming back to playing a running sport, if you don't play, you will not know कि what I am doing in the gym is having direct correlation or impacting my on-field performance or not. So, if you don't know, then sorry to say, but you are doing guesswork by making program designs. You are just, you have read it in NSCA, you have read it in UKSCA, you have read it XYZ, so you are just thinking it might work. So let me put it, but you don't know for sure. Okay, so please guys, once you go back, think over it. Don't believe me blindly. I am not a God-sent person who is giving you gospels that you have to follow. No, ask yourself, talk to people. If you feel, please do it. So that's why even Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting, do it, but have this thing in your head to go and then see the impact of it. Okay, and keep visiting the group. Every 3-4 years our bodies change, our knowledge base changes, our experience changes, our thinking pattern changes, our environment changes. So again revisit. 100 meters एक बार हो गया, अरे मैंने कर लिया यार, मेरे को सब पता है. No, at 26-year-old, the same 100 meters will feel different to a 20-year-old. At 35-year-old, the same 100 meters will feel completely different to what you did at 25-year-old. How will you know if you have not done it? Again, guesswork. Don't do guesswork. You have a chance, you love this thing that you are doing, go and put yourself out there, see what happens. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा? दो hamstring फटेगा. No problem, you will also learn about rehab, how to come back from a hamstring injury. Even better, right? Okay. Coming to education, I'll put all this thing together in one slide at the end, so don't think that too many things are coming your way. Everything concisely in one slide I'll give it to you at the end. About education, same question like in the morning, education, experience. These are the certifications you need to have. Guys, if you want to work at elite level, you need to do it, as simple as that. पहले कौन सा करूँ, बाद में कौन सा करूँ, which is easier, yes, only theory यार, practical नहीं है. अरे भाई, pass fail है, करो तो सही, you will know that you know or you don't know. There is chalk and cheese, simple. You sit for an exam, you will know you passed or fail. There is no a situation where gray area like चलो workshop कर लिया, workbook कर लिया, नहीं. ASCA on the other hand is a great course if you do it with full honesty to us Indians. Okay, हम लोग के पास बहुत रास्ते होते हैं जुगाड़ लगाने के. I have been approached many times to fill in the workbooks, so I know what people think and do, but again, as I said at the start, this is your journey. You have to figure out what is it that works for you. It is a great course, great resource to have if you do it the right way. It will give you a lot of information. Take that information. There is no pass fail, that is a downside. Sorry, I am saying it on record, but it is what it is. And we Indians, when there is no black white, we enjoy, we revel in grey. So don't do it for the wrong reasons. UKSCA, I feel, is the most robust course out there because पहले तो till now you have to book a flight, get visa and go there. घर के बाहर नहीं हो रहा है, so you will have to plan 6 months, 7 months ahead. You have to study and you know so what is hanging on you when you know that boss 1.5 लाख रुपए भरे visa ticket wicket में पास नहीं हुए तो वापस भरने पड़ेंगे. So you put in that work, okay, and then they are stringent, little bit. Okay, they fail us Indians first time. I was very lucky, so yeah, fortunate, and I've heard it from them. I'm not saying it myself. So yeah, basically there is no good bad in these 3 courses. You have to do it at some stage in your career. So start with whatever you like. Go back to what I asked. Academic guy, start with doing practical courses. If you are a practical guy, start with doing CS. Basically, this will give you the knowledge and confidence to apply what you think you know, like ma'am said in the morning. And understand this, guys, when someone comes to us, their life is at risk at times. We don't want to give them something which will injure them or hurt them and they are impaired for life. So we owe it to our athletes to at least do that much. Masters, I have not put BSc, I have not put PhD for a reason that is your own choices. In India, we don't have a BSc degree, hence I have not put it. To do PhD is very individual. You want to go that route, it is up to you. But to be a great coach, PhD is not warranted. It is your choice. It is a great thing to have, but if you want to for life be engaged in environment of high performance sports teams, PhD is not absolutely required. But again, if you want to pursue it, if you want to become a tutor, if you want to go take a deep dive into this field, it is a great thing to do. So hence I have not put it. So at Masters, if you be an S&C coach for 10 years, Masters banta hai. You have to do it. Now I have done it and I am rethinking now that whether I should do it again from some other university or not, but basically choose the university for the right reasons. Don't say it or compare कि भाई ये 5 लाख सस्ता है, छोड़ना डिग्री तो चाहिए, हमारे नाम के बाजू में लग जाएगा. Don't do it like that because you will be found out. 5 years, 6 years down the line when you are working at some place, they will know your quality. Your degrees don't give you quality, it is you and your work and your personality and your attitude which gives you the name or the attention or the respect. So do it for the right reasons because again it shows who you are. So that is my request. And again, after spending 11 years, I have figured out that it is not only physical ability, it is not only deadlifts, squats, 100 meters, standing long jump, sprints, and sleep and all that we do matters. Lot to do with mind, lot to do with mindset, lot to do with how we think, how we are. So I have started it. You guys can or cannot, whatever, it's up to you. Insta Performance and International Coaching Federation, they do life coach or they do courses which are holistic based, so strength and conditioning, treat, everything is part of it, but they open up a new window where it is about understanding yourself better, understanding your athletes better so you can help better. This is absolutely up to you guys, it's not a thing that you need to have. And mentors, absolutely required for all of us. As I said, no one knows it all, no one has the time to figure it out all by themselves, and no one in their entire lifetime will figure out everything themselves. There is no way. So the easiest way is to find mentors who are willing to share, willing to impart their knowledge and save you some time and some years and give you that which you can use and then pay it forward, take it forward and help others. Okay, so in education, why I put mentors is every now and then go and talk to your mentors. Go and talk to them that this is what I am doing, this is what I am feeling, this is what I have learned, this is what I think, what do you have to say about that? Every now and then, every 3 months, 4 months, go and pay a visit to them. If you are, they are like a North Star or they are like a compass, that if you are deviating, they will bring you back. If you are deviating, they will bring you back and keep you on the right path. So that is about education bit. About coaching, this is where it all comes together, right? If you are not a good coach, even if you are bloody the best knowledgeable guy, who cares? Because for athletes, this is not my saying, I have heard it somewhere, but anyone, they don't care how much you know until they don't know how much you care. Okay, so coaching is where everything comes together. And again, spending 11 years in this field, I have come to this conclusion that if you do these, in 10 years, there is no organization in their right mind who would not want to have you. Okay, there are reasons to it, just sharing you those. 1 year of voluntary work. So I'll just share a few anecdotes from my own story. In 2012, after doing my CSCS, I wanted to know whether actually this field is for me or I am also by paisa. For that I am getting into the field. So I went to a boarding school which I studied in and I volunteered there for 1 year. And they gave me a room to stay and 3 meals to eat a day, no money, no fame obviously, and nothing. Basically I was just doing seva, like how we know in India, to just find out that at the end of the year, will I still want to do this? Because that will give me an answer कि नहीं भाई पैसा भी नहीं मिल रहा है, नाम भी नहीं हो रहा है, फिर भी मेरे को करना यही है. That means this is for me, this is what I actually want to do for life. So I went to just get that answer. I went here and at the end of 8th month I realized कि this is what I want to do. I'm waking up excited, thinking about one athlete who is into throws. I'm trying to improve his throw. I'm working with a football team. I want to improve their overall athletic base. This is what I was thinking, waking up. This is what I was thinking, going to sleep. So I knew that nahi, this is something which I want to do and it is for the right reasons. So that is how I figured out that this is for me. So please go work for free somewhere. Don't worry about कौन देख रहा है, पैसे नहीं है, भाई मेरा सब लोग struggle करते हैं. Everyone comes from zero. Everyone has their own fight. It is not कि my family is this, my family is that. All excuses. If you want to get the answer, you will dig deep and get the answer. So if you want this answer, you will find a way to get it done. Okay. Next thing is 1 year of internship. Why I say internship is, it is like a finishing school for you. Certification done, experience done, personal reference points done. Sir, आपने बोला था 100 meters, मैंने किया, good. So 100 meters, all this, how to put it all together, how to become a complete package who is ready to operate in the athletic or competition field with a team. You will not know, you will figure out slowly. So this internship will teach you how to be a coach, who is ready to take in instruction from the head coach, who is thinking about the athlete, who has fought with his girlfriend, athlete who is poor, his dad has died, all these things you will be able to handle without the pressure of being accountable and responsible in this internship. You will learn the tricks of trade when you intern. So internship is very important. Okay, like here you will say, "Bhai, paisa kaun kamayega?" Barabar. So like here you will grow, you will become great, you will reach where you want to reach. But if you don't put in that initial phase of work where no one is watching you, no one is respecting you, then some stage you will be stopped. After that there is not going to be a growth because you don't have the tools, you don't have the tricks to go further. This is where you learn the tricks. So I request you guys, it is hard but do these things, start off with doing that. General population, uncle auntiyon ke sath main kyun kaam karu? Athletes, I want to work with elite athletes. Fair, I understand. What you will learn by working with general population is, you will learn pain management. The people who come to you will come 35, 40, 45 years old, all their life they work their ass off to make money with neck pain, back pain, knee pain. They don't have life, they have money. So they will pay you truckload of money to relieve the pain. So you will understand to value small exercises, loop band walk, clamshells, external rotations, how that can impact a person relieving pain who has not moved a finger in his life. Understood? So you will start to respect small exercises, you will start to learn about rehab, you will start to learn about pain management through general population. Athletes are athletes, they move nicely, they run nicely, half of the things are covered there itself. It is about high performance that they come to you for. It is not about general movement or movement efficiency or things like that, right? So that is why general population. This is again out of box thinking, but it has helped me and I would encourage you to try it out and see. I think Ranadip sir said in the morning that work with kids. Sorry, he talked about simplifying things. Working with kids in those voluntary time helped me understand that, boss, how much ever you know, it is all jargon to the kid. He doesn't want to know anatomy, he doesn't want to know physiology, he wants to understand it in the most simplest manner. How will you simplify things? Only the person who is an expert, only the person who is having the bearing on the subject will be able to simplify things, because if he has understood it to the T, he will be able to simplify things and share it with the kid. So working with kids will help you become a great coach. Trust me, no one will tell you this, but I am telling you, it has helped me. Work with kids, work with young guys who don't care about who you are, what you know, what qualifications you have done, who is just willing to improve and come there for fun. One, you will learn about simplifying things. Second, you will learn about making sessions enjoyable, because they don't care, भाई मेरे को select होना है, नहीं होना है, वो होना है, भाई मजा आना चाहिए. So that is what they come to you. So that team sport, again, even if you don't want to even if you want to open your own studio, your own high performance center, or whatever you want to work with the individual sport, do team sport. Why? It will teach you man management. Not everyone in the team is same. They are coming from different backgrounds, they have got different attitudes, they have got different athletic backgrounds. In India especially, some guy coming from east would have played football, eaten fish and rice, is coming to you. Some guy coming from west, not moved, only if he is a cricketer, only batted all his life, no running, no warm up, no recovery, nothing. If he is coming from north, aloo paratha. If he is coming from south, they are systematic, they will ask you intelligent questions, they will want to know things, but if you little push them, they will be like, nahi sir. So how do you work with them? How do you get the best out of them? Some guys from UP will come, no, not saying that people from UP are like that, just someone came to me and said that ye PDF kya hai? So it is, I again say it is not their fault. It is not the athlete's fault, mind you, they are not exposed to that till date. So once we educate them, then they will be able to understand, right? But till date, they are 20-year-old and no one has told them, boss, email ID bhi hota hai, program email PDF mein aata hai. It is not their fault that they don't know. After me telling them, if they tell me PDF kya hota hai, then it is his fault and my fault. So how will you learn all this? Only by being in a team environment. And 2 seasons. Why 2 seasons? 1 year you might do everything great, but you will realize next year you try to do the same thing and it will backfire. So you will learn कि बस एक बार तो चल गया, दूसरी बार चलने को थोड़ा दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा. So third year you will be a smarter coach. Okay, again, mentors. Work with your mentor. Shadow them. See how they operate. See how they bring the best out of them. Like Ian Jeffries did in the morning. He didn't tell anything. That guy adjusted himself. So sometimes you don't need to say things. Sometimes you need to observe and make them do things which they understand themselves. So how will you learn that if he hadn't showed it today? Maybe we could have figured out. But if someone is there to help us, handheld us when we are starting out, we will be a better coach and we will save time. So again, importance of mentors. Speaking of mentors, these are my mentors who have helped me and shaped me. And why 4 of them? इतने सारे ऐसा नहीं है. The first guy with the mic, he was a coach in school who told me about CSCS when I was 15, 16 year old. And he told me, so basically all the sessions which I am telling you about, 400 meters, 800 meter tempos, pace runnings of 1500, 215 to 12, all those programs I have done it with him when I was in school. That is why I am able to appreciate the importance of those now, because he has made me done it and he has given me those guidance, so I will never forget him. Though he didn't teach me anything in strength and conditioning, he gave me the reference points which I can relate to today and say, boss, 75% of the things I learned then, though I didn't realize. Shankar Basu, everyone knows. He is being my mentor in 2012. Going back to the story, only he replied. When I wrote to all IPL guys, when I wrote to all NCA guys, when I wrote to all Indian team guys, only he replied with a phone number. That's it. To a long email about, I want to do CSCS, I come from this background, what is the scope of practice after doing CSCS, he replied with one phone number. And then I called him and he said that, how did you reach me? So then I said, sir, I did my research, I went on Google, this, that, XYZ, long story. So he said, great. That is how the journey started. Now people say that, oh, Shankar Basu was with Indian team, that's why Soham went. No, I went to him in 2011 when he was nobody. So my story is way long and I come from Valsad. I am not related to him. So that is the background. So I reached out and he replied, and then I went to study CSCS with him. Then after finishing my first class cricket, 2.5 years, I worked with Gujarat Ranji Trophy. I felt I have contributed to my best. I have got nothing to offer there. I have given whatever I learned from him, from NSCA, from doing CSCS, everyone, it's over. So then I said, I am quitting, I am going back to studying again, I am going back to learning again, because in India, I was earning 85,000 per month back then, big money for us at 24-year-old age. I would have now be earning 2.2 lakhs or 2.5 lakhs if I was working there. Great money, but I wouldn't be standing here. So I decided to quit. My parents said, pagal ho gaya hai, 80,000 ka job nahi chhodte. The association guys said, you are a kid, don't take a irrational decision, think it over. I said, no sir, you are right. I'm not taking the decision on money or on security, I'm taking the decision on excellence. That at 24, if I get comfortable with that money and with this position, I'm never going to go out of that environment and learn and get better. I knew it. So I quit. I went back to him for advanced internship. He said, no, we harass people. There is, life here is very bad, we harass people, you will go to complain and all that. When do I join was my question. So he recorded me on camera that say, I am okay to be harassed, you can manhandle me, everything on record. He made me say it, and that's how I went there. 15 months my life was 5:30 AM open the gym, 8:30, 9 PM close the gym. 3 things I did: train people, train myself, or study about training. That's it. No Diwali, Holi, Uttarayan, Ganesh Chaturthi, nothing. Only that. 3 months anatomy, 3 months physiology, 3 months program design, 3 months everything. Just that. Morning, 2 times a week, 5:30, go to the track, do your conditioning, come back. Things like that basically. This life. Like how we used to, hear about people living in Gurukul like that. I loved it. That was the best phase of my life. And after that, things happened. I got another opportunity in working in NCA and all that. That was again for the same reason, that assisting him. So learning from him, and after 2019 it was all over. Anyways, that is a separate story. So that's why he was very instrumental in understanding, helping me understand Indian ecosystem of strength and conditioning and connecting it in real world. Des Ryan, the guy in the Arsenal shirt, he had come to assess us once in NCA, and I reached out to him to give me honest feedback about myself after getting assessed, because on record he can only say so much. I said, boss, I'm not worried about on record, that is for the BCCI and for the NCA. If I want to compare myself with the best in the world, EPL, NFL, NBA, what do I lack? Compare me. He said, you are not way off. I said, come on. Then basically he was trying to be polite and nice. I said, sir, only critical feedback, I don't want to hear good things about me. That's when he started sharing things that you need to have this, you need to have this, you need to have this, you need to have this. When I started out from Valsad, my goal was to be best in India. That what is it that best S&C coach in India should have? If no one is willing to work on it, that's fine, but that position of being the best deserves certain qualities. We should give it that much worth and value that we reach there. So the same question I asked him, because Shankar Basu hadn't worked abroad. He doesn't know how the world S&C community works. So I said, let me reach out to him. He spent 8 years in Arsenal, head of athletic development in Arsenal Youth Academy, and 40 years in the field, he knows it. So that's how I reached out to him, saying that I want to be the best. I want to stand toe to toe with the best guy in English Premier League. What pockets do I need to fill? This is all I have. This is all what is required. What do I don't have? Let me start working on that. That is how I reached out to him. In one of those things which he shared is Dan Howells. Soft skill is something very, very important in our field, and that is something which I lack, because we have not worked in an environment where we care about what others think. We feel that भाई हम ही हैं जो एथलीट को ठीक करेंगे, बाकी सब इधर काम नहीं कर रहे, हम ही काम कर रहे. We come with that mindset. It is not like that. We as an S&C coach are doing our bit, the coach is doing his bit, the physio is doing his bit, nutrition is doing his bit. Everyone is trying to put the best foot forward for that athlete. So we need to respect them as well. We don't need to cross path or fight with them. We need to work with them. All these things in India, who will teach us? Because we have never worked with them. So those are the skills which are paramount in environments abroad. So I have not gone abroad and work. I don't have the time. So how do I learn? Reached out to him. 6 months of internship program I did with him to learn, to understand, to do assignments, to interact. That's how I learned. So basically, if you see the journey, like someone said in the morning, again in the panel, how no, these guys, they've been here for years and they've faced this. That's why they're sharing this. And again, if we are on the right path, we'll face the same problems. So when I had one question, I reached out to one person. Through that, I was able to reach out to second person. So if you are asking the right questions, you will reach and meet the right people. So that's how. So again, these are my guys. You might have different guys. So I've shared all this with you. I don't want to go back to it again. But mentors, guys, mentors are game changers. You need to have them. You need to find them, and you need to be very selflessly, very without ego. You have to just surrender, follow for a bit. If you want to be a great leader, you have to be a great follower first. You should know what it is to follow, what it is to learn, surrender. Only then someday you will be able to become a great leader. So very, very important, guys. Now, figuring out कि भाई ये सब तो सीख लिया, I've heard all this. Now, how to go about it again? So again, start with figuring out your coaching philosophy. That what is your philosophy on which you will rely your program design, on which you will rely your assessments, on which you will rely your communications. And then in your coaching philosophy, find out what is the most needed ingredient that you cannot not have. What are the non-negotiables? Those are your need to have things in your athlete, that this guy, my team, my athletes, these things are supposed to be there. Everything else can be compromised, but these things have to be there. Find out that. Then, as I said a little while ago, your role in a bigger team. Understand your role. Sometimes your role is just to put the cone and move out. So do that with the best of your ability. You need not be the person standing there and shouting if your job is to only put the cone. It is fine. If you think about it, this is where all the internships, voluntary, working with your mentors, all these things come into play, because you will learn about all this only when we are putting ourselves in those environments of doing small work. We will understand and appreciate our role better. Building the connect. If you are not able to respect others or respect the guys around us, how will you build the connect and create a buy-in from your team? You will not be able to. So again, that, and walking away, I don't want to say it again, but doing all this, you will know that your time is up here, like mine is up here, to walk away. So guys, the whole presentation is in this sheet. So I don't need to say much, everything is covered. If you are a guy, move there. If you are a science guy, theory guy, academic guy, move here. Training, tick this boxes. Coaching, tick this boxes. Education, tick that box, and you are there. 10 years, I'm telling you guys, 10 years you give it to this, you will be a sought after professional. People will come to you. People will not want to let you go if you have done these things. Trust me, I am seeing the results. You will too. 1 minute. Why follow my lead? Who am I? I am not a expert or a guy who has been there for 40 years. Why follow my lead is, one, I am an Indian. I started from zero. I have gotten to Indian team. God has been kind. I am living my dream. I have ticked off almost everything. ASCA, I could do it easily. I don't want to do it for my own reasons. Maybe I'll do it in future. And again, been fortunate to travel a lot and work with people in various countries, interact with people like Ian Jeffries and Des Ryan and everyone, and just sharing what I have learned from them, what they have learned in their lives, and putting it here. And these are, I have done it myself, that's why I'm telling you to do it. These are my numbers. So it is not that मैं खाली इधर ज्ञान दे रहा हूँ और मैं खुद घर पे बैठ के खाता पीता रहता हूँ और सोता रहता हूँ. I have done all this, so that's why you can maybe give it a try. Thank you. I don't think we have time for Q&A, up to the organizers. Baki, I am here till tomorrow 1 or 2 p.m. I am just here to interact, learn, share and grow. So please grab me anywhere you want. Thank you. Sir, Q&A ki nahi? One question. Ma'am, रहने दो. नहीं ठीक है, please, stage is yours. कर लो, कौन पूछेगा वो? Go ahead, भाई अच्छे से पूछना, सब मारेंगे. Sir, share it again. Everyone was not there. Yes. Sir, the question is great, but the answer is 2 दिन कम पड़ेंगे. So it is up to you, brother, that what are you seeking out of that course? What do you want to gain out of it? How much resource you have? And what are you looking to do after that? Everything depends on that. So people, I know they just want the degree by naam chahiye. Is it that? Is it no, I want to really gain Edith Cohen, best course. It takes time, effort, energy. So if you are an employed guy, how much time can you devote? If you are a guy who is not working, how much time can you devote? So meaning infinite options are there. So up to you. Sorry, I didn't give you one answer, but the best I could do. Thank you. Sir, cricket academy, cricket coach नहीं हूँ. So, sir, S&C, this is my take that I would not want to isolate cricket, football, tennis, SNA. I would want to do something where there is awareness. See, in our community, everyone wants to be the best coach. They want to get the best certification, but the skill as a coach, the skill as a strength and conditioning practitioner is missing. That is the biggest reason, is because we have not done it ourselves. So I would want first all of us to put ourselves out there and do everything. I wouldn't be standing here, or I wouldn't be the coach I am, or I wouldn't be able to last in this field if not for that guy who made me do all that, to understand what is required to be there. So I would want everyone to be exposed at grassroots level, whether you're working in tennis, cricket, carom, chess, wherever, to expose the kids to various movements, various sport, various stimuluses. Like people ask me, sorry ma'am, people ask me, what is the best way for a cricketer to become a cricketer? I said till 16, 17, and at NCA we have had this conversation so many times, and we all are on one page here that let them play multiple sports. 3 months let him play hockey, 3 months let him climb trees, 3 months let him play langdi, जैसे हम लोग खेलते हैं, सब कुछ खिलाओ. And then when he is 14, 15, 16, give him a bat, start to specialize him, he will be AB de Villiers, finished product. जैसे अब AB de Villiers बनने के लिए क्रिकेट नहीं खेलना है, उसके लिए बाकी सब खेलना है, तब आप बनोगे AB de Villiers. If you understand what I mean by AB de Villiers, is all-round athlete. So this is what it is. So for grassroots, when you are wherever you are working at grassroots level, give them exposure to these movements and the stimuluses for them to excel and propel when they become 20-year-old. So you don't change grassroots, just change your academy. Everyone changes their academy and grassroots will be changed. So that's all. Thank you.